What's going on YouTube? The Apophis here and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a War Inc. Battlezone video. This is a TDM on the map Jungle Ruins, and recently I've just kind of been planning out what I want to talk about with you guys on YouTube, but today I figured, I think I'm just going to kick back and wing it and really just throw me into this commentary, how I am, and maybe you can get a sense of who I am. As a person. So the first thing I really wanted to touch on is how YouTube is going for me. I've been doing it for about 2 weeks, and I think I have 12 or 13 videos up now, so almost every day. I get busy with school quite a bit, so I don't really give myself a quota on how many videos I need to put up a week. And I think for me, not having that obligation is making it a lot of fun. I'm actually enjoying learning how to edit the videos and how to clean up the audio and things like that. That's what's really giving me the most joy. I was gaming before, so that's nothing new. It's more the tech side of it, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And just being able to ramble and get my thoughts out and have people hear them, and watching subscribers go up little by little, it's really motivating. I know a lot of people say that, but I guess it's hard to understand how motivating it is until you're in a position where you're excited when you get somebody new that liked what you said enough to subscribe to you because they want to hear more of what you got to say, or what you have to say, I guess would be the proper way to put that. So my advice to you is, if this isn't fun for you, then maybe worry a little less. Maybe do it as a leisure thing and not try to make a job out of it. It was never meant to be a job for me, even though, yes, that's a possibility eventually. But really it was about sitting there and just getting myself out there and just talking to you guys and maybe influencing somebody somewhere down the road. Which is probably why subscriber growth has been enjoyable for me to watch, as I know I'm influencing X amount of people based on who subscribed to me. So yeah, so far YouTube great. Expect it to keep coming. Hopefully the subscriber base will keep building, because one of the other reasons I am here is to network for gaming friends and stuff like that. So if you do want to play, be sure to shoot me a message or something. I'll respond to whatever I get, so don't think that you're just going to be ignored if you do message me. Speaking of, again, sorry, I don't have an outline in front of me, so I'm just kind of winging it. Speaking of networking on YouTube, I'm also currently looking for newer small channels like myself that want to network and build more of a working relationship, as well as a friendship for sure. Just putting out videos together, maybe do a couple dual comps here and there, play together, get clips together, just what you would do in a working relationship. So if you're a small channel, around my size, smaller even, I don't really care, bigger, I don't care. If you're just a channel period and you like my content, send me a message. I'll check out your content, and if I like it, I'd be more than happy to network with you. Personally, I don't think that we can have enough people to work with. It's never bad to have 100 people willing to help you out in a pinch if you need it. So yeah, on that note, feel free to message me, as I said, if you're into networking. So one of the cool things I did this weekend is I went on a hike. This is the first time I've gone on a hike since my time in the Marine Corps. So it's been 3 years since I went out and got on a hike, and man, I have been out of shape completely since I left the Corps. And I was actually pretty proud of myself. The hike wasn't short. I think I left at noonish, and we got done around 8ish. I think that's when I got done. 8 or 9ish, something like that. It was pretty late. I walked up to the hot springs in Arizona and hung out there for a little bit. I was really impressed because, as I said, this hike wasn't the shortest thing in the world. But I didn't find myself out of breath, which was great. because I didn't have much faith in my cardio when I was going up there. I managed to make the whole hike, so that's a plus. And I really didn't start to burn out until probably the last mile or two. That's when my legs were pretty much telling me that they'd had enough and that it was time to go home. Which really made for a very long 1 to 2 mile stretch there at the end. Being in the dark kind of made it seem a little longer than it needed to because it ended up being dark by the time I was leaving. But it was one of the greatest experiences I've had in a long time, and I'm super happy that I did it. I found on the way back it was dark, it was nighttime, and I was walking through like this really tall canyon where the water just washed away the rock, and it wasn't super wide, so you kind of felt you could very easily be claustrophobic. It kind of felt closed in. But I got tired and I was like, man, I'm going to just lay down and rest for a minute. So I laid down on the gravel, the rocks, the rocky floor, and I just laid there and it was super comfortable. And I picked up a rock and I like threw this rock and it hit like the canyon walls. And the rock wasn't very big. It was like the size of a quarter or a bottle cap, something around there. But when it hit the wall, it was so loud, it echoed, and just carried because it was so quiet. And it was the most amazing thing in the world because this small little rock sounded so huge when it finally hit that wall. And the sound was just so crisp and so clear and so elegant. It was hard to not get lost in it. And I actually ended up laying there for a good portion of time, probably like 30 minutes, just throwing rocks off this canyon wall. Listening to the sounds they were making and enjoying my time. Another cool thing that happened is when I was actually up in the hot springs themselves, there was a group of Native Americans up there and they were playing music on like flutes and recorders and instruments like that, and like they were kind of singing along, and it was really enlightening to one, see somebody embracing their culture, especially when it was oppressed and still is oppressed. Like they don't even have their land, but that's a whole different topic at hand. But it was great to watch them embrace their culture, and they were very enthused to share it with those of us that were up there as well. It was really invigorating, and again, like something about the mountains, and they're all rock, and something about the way that sound just carried off of the rock with the sound of the hot springs in the background, and like the feel of the warm water and the gravel. It just all tied into one incredibly enlightening, incredibly humbling experience. I'm not a short individual. I'm like 6 foot tall here, and walking through this canyon that was made by water over time, and just looking up, and it had to be 200 feet tall, easy, just looking up and knowing that you're not big at all in this world. We as humans, we are tiny, tiny creatures. So it was incredibly humbling just to see something so massive, so majestic, so natural. And I'm looking forward to going again. Hopefully next time I won't be in as much pain as I was this time. But I'm sure after a time or two that'll happen. After that, I'll have to find somewhere else to hike on occasion just to change up the scenery. I guess last but not least really would be the holidays. I mean, it's holiday season. Unfortunately, I don't live in the state that I grew up, so I only go home like once every year or two, and usually every 2 years. And I tend to miss a lot of holidays and birthdays. I can't really remember the last time I was home for Christmas, and it's kind of a letdown. I know my parents and my friends and the rest of my family, they definitely miss having me around and everything. But I do my round of phone calls and my hey, how are yas and all that, but it's really not the same. So I guess my condolences kind of go out to all of you in my position. Like, a lot of you guys are off at college, or spending the holidays with one parent instead of both parents, and just know that somebody else is out there that feels what you're going through. It's not the hardest thing to do once you get used to it, but it definitely isn't the best thing. It's not a whole lot of fun to know that everybody else is celebrating without you, and it'd be way more fun if you were there. But let me take the time to say happy holidays to all of you that could be in that position. Um, I care, so enjoy your holidays and just do whatever you can to make the best out of them, because we gotta remember they are a time for joy and not disappointment. So, thanks for stopping by and putting up with that commentary. On the screen right now is, oh, I'm screwing up my own outro. This is what I get for winging it. Alright, here we go. If you like what you heard or saw, please do me a huge favor, click the like button. If you want more of what you heard or saw, please do me an even bigger favor and click the subscribe button. There's 2 videos on the screen that you might not have caught of mine. I'm not going to tell you what they are because, quite honestly, I haven't put them in the video yet. So, but there's going to be 2 of them. So if you haven't seen them, click them. Go check them out. I'm sure you'll enjoy them if you enjoyed this one. And as always, follow me on Twitter to find out what I'm working on, what game I'm playing, and how to meet up with me for any kind of networking opportunities and things like that. So, thank you a ton for stopping by. This talk was really chill, and I enjoyed every bit of it, and I hope to see you around again. So, have a nice day. Later.